Oh boy, do we have a show for you. College football playoff, NFL Divisional Round, so much to talk about, and it all starts right now. Episode 119, heading your way. This is Garage Door Sports. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. We good to go? Let's do this. That's right, Kyle. We're back. Episode 119. Not 115, 119. I got it right on the second go. And boy, there's a lot to talk about. Nick McVicar joined by Kyle Varty. And dude, what a weekend. We could talk baseball. Bo Bichette signs with the Mets. Jays lose out. Cody Bellinger, still a free agent. Everything going on. We could talk about that for probably 30 minutes, you and me, knowing us.
Well,
right?
He was a free agent, but that's a story.
Still is a free agent.
No, he just signed with the Yankees. 5
Did
years.
I miss that?
Apparently.
Wow. All right. I missed that. There you go.
$32 million a year.
There you go. See, I'm not even up to date on that one. We could talk about that for 30 minutes. We could talk about the NFL Divisional Round probably for 30 minutes. And we probably will. But let's start positive before we get into some of the negative stuff from the NFL Divisional Round, because there's a lot of negative that came out of that somehow. And Let's go to college football, dude. And it's official. Indiana Hoosiers. That's right. The 100-1 preseason odd Indiana Hoosiers come out on top. They hold off the Hurricanes 27-21 in a fantastic college football playoff final. Cignetti, Mendoza lead the Hoosiers. Beck actually looked pretty good until that last throw, in my opinion. I thought he played pretty well. It was a fantastic game. But the Hoosiers come out on top, and I want to play a couple video clips. If you're good with that, Kyle, we'll get that going first. First, let's get to Curt Cignetti and his post-game comments. I thought they were really well done, and I just wanted to give him the shout-out. So here's this.
For the first time ever, the Indiana Hoosiers are national champions. What did it take to get here?
It took a lot to get here, but I'll tell you what it took to come out ahead in this game was a lot of guts. I give Miami a lot of credit. They played really hard. We couldn't get anything done couldn't protect quarterback at all. Made a few plays and adjustments, but they were back shoulders and a sprint out, got the run game going. Made the interception when we had to. A couple fourth down, where we went for it. Mendoza, great run. Took some chances, found a way. Let me tell you, we won the national championship at Indiana University. It can be done, and I'm so happy for our fans. Words can't describe it.
You mentioned
Curt Cignetti, there you go. No, words can't describe it. Might be the best way to finish that. He did such a good job explaining everything that happened. Give credit to his quarterback. Give credit to his defense. Give credit where it was due. And then words can't describe the feeling he has for the fans. This program has the most losses in Division I history. 715 losses. They just went undefeated and won the whole thing. How incredible of a story is this to you, Kyle?
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, he says, words can't describe it. I think him actually cracking a smile in that interview kind of describes it in general.
Yep.
A man that shows no emotion whatsoever. They scored a touchdown. They went to him on the sideline, and he's just
always
blank,
so straight-faced.
Nothing. And then all of a sudden you see a smile there when he's talking with his team and what run they went on. And it really is, as we said last week, it was a Cinderella run. It really seemed like that type of year where I didn't see them getting beaten. And I mean, I'll say this: credit to Miami. They put up a hell of an effort,
especially considering a lot of people didn't think they belonged in the playoff. Mm-hmm. Not only did they put up a good fight in the final, they beat two really good teams to get there.
Yeah, 100%. And I was one of those doubters for sure. I did believe Notre Dame deserved to be in instead of them, but that's beside the point.
We can have a whole conversation about that.
Oh, we can have a whole
I actually think both of them deserve to be in.
Yes, Bama should have been out, but that's a different story.
At least we're on the same page.
Yes, it's the SEC bias. But
I just saw they had the preseason projections for next year.
Mm-hmm.
7 SEC teams in the top 12.
Well, that's great. They can be in the top 12. They're getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs or the second round of the max.
What are we doing? Anyways, continue. Sorry.
But either way, it was one of those. Miami put up a hell of an effort. Tony kind of came out of nowhere. Not really nowhere, but in my mind, really cemented himself as a guy to watch going forward. 100%. Sure.
Yep.
I mean, Beck, through the first, I would say 3 quarters, was okay.
He was good. I don't think he was great. I didn't think he did anything crazy. But he did what the team needed to stay in the game. He didn't cost them. He didn't make any stupid decisions. Everything was going according to plan for Miami, keeping it close.
Well, and they used their run game effectively. They used
the running back looks good.
100%. It's weird to say, but him running kind of gave me Derrick Henry vibes because he's got that build. He's got that build of he's a giant dude, but he's got breakaway speed.
Yeah.
Obviously not going to compare him to Derrick Henry. It's a very different situation, but he's got that look, build, feel that he can take that next step and be that guy. So, I mean, I don't think Miami's going very far, to be honest. I think they're going to stay there. They're not losing a whole lot of guys. They're losing Bain on the defensive end, which he's going to be a top 10, if not top 5 pick in the NFL. And Beck should get drafted. But
I would think so. I would say someone should. Yeah,
the problem is he's
Georgia.
He's 26 years old. That's the issue.
Someone should still take a chance. This guy led Georgia to a national title run. Didn't win it. I know that. But he led them on runs. And then brought Miami to the final. And played very well throughout the playoffs when all the pressure was on. Right?
100%.
One bad throw in the final, which he just underthrew him. Yeah. If that's further ahead, that's a touchdown. Yeah. But he underthrew him. It happens. I still think he gets a shot. Probably later round, 5, 6, 7. But
for sure,
he should get an opportunity in the draft.
And I think it might be a team that, takes a flyer type of a thing. I mean, you don't want to really compare it to Shedeur, but Browns took a flyer on him because nobody else was drafting him, right? That type of situation where it's, you get a Pittsburgh or something like that. Hey, they don't really have anything set at quarterback. Let's take a flyer on him in the 6th round and see what we can do.
Or a team with a legitimate number 1 quarterback who has the ability to have Beck sit and learn and be that super backup guy. Yeah. Right? Those are the 2 spots I could see him landing. Team with no idea. The Saints, maybe? I know they like Tyler Shuck, but is he their legitimate guy? Or do they bring in a older draft pick like Beck who maybe they can push each other, right? That could be a good spot. Or do you go with a veteran team, right?
To me, I look at a team like the Jets.
Yeah,
I don't think they want to spend a draft pick on a quarterback in this draft. They're going to wait till next year, right? To me, this is one you load up heavily on the offense and defense in the first 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah,
take a flyer on him in late rounds. You may even start him depending on who you go out in free agency or draft or whatever. If you want to tank, you maybe start him for the season
or week 6 or something.
Well, you see what he's got. Take a chance. If you lose the games, you lose the games. You're drafting high in 2027 anyways.
Yeah.
So
and it's not like we're putting a number 1 a first-round pick on him. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Those guys are all questions for the NFL. Regardless, there's gonna be some diamonds in the rough, and some of them are gonna turn out fantastic, and then some of them are gonna be never play in the league. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it goes. That's what you expect from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounders. So take a chance. He's going to get a chance, I think. Whether it turns into anything, that's a different conversation.
I was going to say, on the flip side of the coin, you then have, as we were talking about, Mendoza. He's a guaranteed first overall pick.
Yep.
Like, to me, he showed, I don't think he's a game, we keep talking about game changers versus game managers.
Yeah.
All right, that's the big thing that's going on. I don't think he's a game changer, if I'm being honest. But he's a hell of a game manager.
Yes.
I think he's like, to me, his kind of realm is current Brock Purdy, I would say.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, a slightly more athletic Alex Smith.
Yeah. I mean, the one he's been compared to right now is Jared Goff. Like, it seems like that type of build /
build-wise,
like,
for sure.
How he plays the game, too. Goff's a little bit more of a gunslinger, but that's mostly because of the offense, the way they run anyways.
But he always has. Even back in college, he played the same style.
So like, to me, Mendoza is going to be very much a game manager. He's going to use those, you know, the weapons that he has in Bowers and Genty, right? So, like, I'm very curious to see how far he could take them, where he can go. Yeah. And credit to this Indiana team. They were on a Cinderella run. They looked unreal. I don't know how they're going to do next year. I really don't, because I think this was like obviously this was their peak. But
yeah,
I would love to see them back in the playoffs, because I think it'd be great to truly see Indiana being back as like a well-known football powerhouse, I guess you could say.
It's weird.
It's crazy.
I don't know if I like it.
Like, it's one of those, you talk about before, where they were just, you know, the most losses in college football, Division I, right? So it's interesting, because I think Cignetti I can guarantee you he's getting job offers. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, but he already said that he's not going anywhere this season.
Correct. And we had the discussion today, or I was having it with one of my buddies, and I think in 2 to 3 years he'll move. Yeah,
I could see that.
4
or 5 years with the program.
Yeah, I think it's going to be rebuild the program. You won the national championship, probably a couple years ahead of where you thought you could potentially win that.
I mean, they were 3-9 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and they've lost 2 games since. In 2 seasons.
Yeah, they had 10 wins last year, I think, something like that.
It was 10 or 11, yeah.
Right, yeah, and then obviously you go undefeated this year, so they're back. And I think the biggest thing too is I think they're starting to get the recognition of being a school people want to go to again. They didn't have that before.
That's fair.
And I think it's going to be this playoff football run is going to benefit the school as a whole, because you're going to get a bunch more athletes wanting to come. You're going to get probably a bunch more NIL money, I would assume.
Well, I mean, they got Mark Cuban anyway. They're fine. They don't need anyone else.
Apparently, he was offering Mendoza like $30 million or something like that to try and stay.
Yeah,
like whatever his contract was going to be in the NFL. He's like, yeah, we'll beat it.
I believe it. I'm not shocked by that.
But he's going to the NFL.
And
if you're a number one pick, you're a number one pick. I'm sorry. Like,
unless it was the Jets, then I would understand, you know.
If they didn't win it and Miami won it, I could 100% see him being like, "Hey, no, I want to run it
coming back. I want to win it."
Correct, 100%.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like what I think. Like Kelsey, like he should have gone out on a high, should have left it as it is, but that's a different story.
Yeah, that's fair. I want to get to Mendoza because he also had a pretty good post-game on-field interview. He also did the post-game after, but I thought his on-field was really good. So let's take a quick listen.
Well, Fernando, there was an epic moment in this game. It is the fourth quarter. You're leading by just 3 points, and coach decides to go for it on 4th down. What did he say to you in that huddle, and how did you execute it?
That's one thing about our team. We're always going to put all on the line. And, I want to give all the glory and thanks to God there. My offensive lineman blocked perfectly. and we're able to execute the team towards a common goal, have the Indiana Hoosier synergy to score, and then give our team a chance to win the game.
How did you get it in there, though? You had to go airborne, Fernando.
I had to go airborne, and I'll die for my team. Whatever they need me to do, they need me to take, shots in the front and the back, whatever it is, I'm going to die for my team out there, and I know they're going to do the same for me. That's what makes us so close, and that's what makes these national championships so special.
Show my cameraman right there your arm. You can't imagine the beating this young man took last night.
I mean, shout out to Miami defense. You can see why their two edges are first-round picks. I mean, it was going to be a physical game. And, we had to play physical, and we did play physical. We elevated it, and it's victory so sweet for everybody, for the entire Hoosier Nation, but also, it's super sweet to myself. I was a 2-star recruit coming out of high school. I got declined to walk on offer to the University of Miami. Full circle moment here, playing in Miami for all the friends and family. I can't thank Coach Nettie enough, and Coach Whitmer and Coach Anna for taking a chance on me, and just give all the glory to God.
You've been a little...
There you go. All the glory to God. But no, honestly, there were some funny moments in that, and I think that's just his personality. He might be the most entertaining personality we're getting out of the draft in a very long time. Shador's entertaining because he's Shador, and he comes from that Deion Sanders family tree.
Yep.
But have we had somebody who is just so happy to be there ever?
I mean, he's what you consider awkward. He's awkward confidence and happy, which is all
it's so
crazy
weird
wrapped
combo.
up into one. It's not something you expect to be a football player.
No.
I mean, glory to God and that kind of stuff. That's 100% you expect that out of a football player for sure. But
that might be overused now.
I mean, there was a couple of questionable comments in there where he said he's taking front and back shots, and it's going, whoa, okay, what are we talking about?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think he even even registers for him.
No shot. He's probably looking back at it going, what did I say?
Maybe I should have rephrased.
Yeah, maybe I should have taken the extra second and okay, I probably shouldn't say that, especially on the national television. I can guarantee you people are watching that and going, what?
Huh? What just happened?
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, hey, I all the credit to him. He as he said, he was a 2-star recruit, got denied a walk-on. He's
at
now in
Miami.
100%. And I mean, that's sugarcoating it for sure. It's one of those. It was already sweet enough that he won, but the fact that he beat his team that denied him,
in their home stadium,
rub it in his home stadium. All right, it's 100% rub it in your face. Hey, you could have had this.
Yeah.
You
could have had all this.
100%. And it's a full surreal moment for 100% credit to him. Again, 2-star recruit, denied a walk-on at Miami, wins a national championship, 99.9% chance he's going first overall in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
It's a crazy story.
It's wild because where did he play before? Because he played somewhere before Indiana.
I can't remember off the top of my
Gotta
head.
love Google. What do we got? There we go. He played at Cal for 2 years.
Right.
California.
And I forgot that's why they were doing the comparisons to golf. That's why.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because they both played that. Yep.
That makes sense. But he also might, and I don't think I'm overblowing this. That play, the touchdown, legitimately, that might be the most iconic college football moment we've had. College football playoff moment. So in the last, 12-ish years?
Yeah, I mean, it's
flying
definitely up
through
there
the
for
air.
Sure. Yeah.
We're talking craziness here.
I'm trying to think of another one that comes to the top of my head, but I think it's pretty up there.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of mad at him because he blew my bet, but that's a whole different story. I needed Black to score that touchdown, not Mendoza.
But look at the effort.
And that's honestly, and when he said he's I would die for this team. To me, if I'm an NFL coach, everything you expect him to say, he left it on the line there. He put literally all his effort in there. That was all for the team.
Yeah.
And everything he said was right. So like he's checking all the boxes of everything you want. And that moment, I mean, Indiana is never gonna forget about this moment.
Oh,
I mean, you look at like Kadick from Barstools, right?
Yeah.
He played in Indiana. Basically, that entire offensive line was his child, basically, because he was a senior last year, finally had a winning season, obviously had to leave. And then the year after he leaves, they win the championship. And it's crazy to see like the emotion just from him. He's no longer at the school.
No.
Right? Yes, it's his alma mater, but like that was emotion heavy. Like, hey, we did this. Like, this is awesome. And they will never forget that ever.
No. And North should they?
Yeah.
They should enjoy every single minute of that.
100%.
And again, like, I look at it and that play will be remembered forever. That was the game-winning touchdown. That got them to 24 points.
Yeah.
That goes down as one of those one shining moment college basketball plays. You know what I mean? The three-pointer buzzer beater.
It's the Kawhi 3-pointer from the corner that they still show to today. Like it's
every
it's
single
that type
year
of situation.
Every single year that will be played at the beginning of the college football playoff final.
Oh yeah, the intro video and the hey, I guess the middle video too that they show every commercial or whatever like that. It's gonna be a highlight. If it's not the first one, it'll be the ending video just to like highlight how crazy that was.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which is it's crazy. It is crazy because it's Indiana. Indiana football now might have the most iconic college football playoff moment of all time.
It's not Michigan, that's for sure.
It is not Michigan. Thanks for that one. Appreciate that. All right. I think we've talked enough about this. Congratulations to Indiana. And honestly, congratulations to Miami. 2 fantastic seasons. Loved that game. It was awesome. Now let's go to the pros because there were some very interesting things that happened over the weekend. And we're going to start actually, before we go any further, I'm starting to realize this, Kyle. Did you know that Garage Door Sports returning has been great for all of the host teams? Except for mine, of course, because the Cheeseheads couldn't win a game.
Well, I mean, we didn't have the episode when you guys played,
That's true. You know what? Maybe that's it. I should have started a week earlier.
Yeah.
Would have saved my team. No.
We could have done a Friday episode, Could have been. No.
I'm just saying, because you and Irfan, both Patriots fans, your team looks pretty good. Haley, Seattle fan. I'm just saying. Garage Door Sports is helping you guys get deep in the playoffs. Just say
maybe a possible Super Bowl matchup. You never know.
I don't know what to do if that happens. I got to stay out of it. But let's get to the Bills game. Bills fall to the Broncos.
Yep.
And there's a lot to get into about this one. And we got some video. We got some post-game sound that I want to play for you at some point. And then we also got more of a story today, which we will also get. I have cut that sound too, so we'll get into that as well. But let's start with Josh Allen, and actually, you know what? Let's start with the overtime, right? So we get into overtime. Obviously, there was a couple big plays, and I want to start with the interception. We'll play it as we talk here, Kyle, because, why not?
Yep.
This was an interesting play. A very interesting play.
Yeah.
A great throw. But McMillan comes away with this one for the Broncos, and they call it an interception. Now, I did struggle with this one a little bit. I full transparency, I am a bit of a Bills fan. I used to go to games with my dad a lot. I have a special place in my heart because of that. So I was cheering for the Bills. Ironically, the Broncos are his other team. So, he couldn't lose, but I was cheering for the Bills. I do not understand how they called this a straight interception 100% without going through a full look at it. And it really didn't seem like they did, which made it all the more frustrating, I think, because that was such a tight play.
Honestly, the more and more replays that I watch and the more different, like the different angles that come out, I don't understand how they didn't rule it a catch, which is crazy because initially I was like, no, he definitely didn't have control, didn't have full possession of the ball when he hit the ground, so it didn't count. The more replays I look at, he had possession of the ball.
I thought
hit the ground.
I mean, he was going down, and I know the ground, like you have to control the ball through the ground, and as soon as he hit was when McMillan got his arm in. So like, I mean, I get it from that perspective, but they didn't even look at it.
That's the thing that annoys me was that all turnovers are supposed to be reviewed.
Yeah,
this wasn't reviewed.
No,
or maybe it was an expedited review, but they didn't actually announce saying they reviewed it or anything like that. And to me, that's where things were a little questionable because I 100% think if they reviewed that, they could have overturned it saying, Cooks had possession of the ball, landed, was down by contact by the defender, and the fact that when they rolled on top does not count as a like a loss of control or something like that because the runner was down by contact.
Yeah,
right. And I think it was one of those whatever was called on the field was going to stand. Slash, I mean,
I would agree, but again, they didn't look at it, and I want to cut to McDermott's post game because I actually think he did a great job explaining it and trying to defend his team without directly blaming the officials necessarily. I say his team because it was his team. But let's play it and then we'll talk after.
So obviously I don't have the power to challenge, right? We're in overtime, so the flag is not an option to throw it down. So I called a timeout to try and get the process to slow down because it seemed like the process was not slowing down. It was a rather rapid unfolding of the review, if there was a review, and so I called a timeout to try and slow it down. It would seem logical to me. It would seem logical to me that it make a lot of sense that the head official would walk over and want to go and take a look at it just to make sure that everybody from here who is in the stadium to there are on the same page. That's too big of a play, in my estimation, too big of a play in a play that decided the game potentially as well, to not even slow it down. And that's why I had to call the timeout. It's not what I wanted to do, but I had to do it in order to make sure that I understood what was going on and that they did take a look at it. And it's hard for me to, and I've had a chance to look at it, it's hard for me to understand why it was ruled the way it was ruled. And if it is ruled that way, then why wasn't it slowed down? Just to make sure that we have this right. That would have made a lot of sense to me, to make sure that we have this thing right, because that's a pivotal play in the game. We have the ball at the 20, maybe kicking a game-winning field goal right there. So I'll just leave it at that. Right. But I'm saying it because I'm standing up for Buffalo, damn it. I'm standing up for us. Because what went on is not how it should go down, in my estimation. That play, these guys spent 3 hours out there playing football, pouring their guts out, to not even say, hey, let's just slow this thing down. That's why I'm bothered.
You're right.
Yeah. I had no problem with that statement. I think he did a very good job explaining what was going on and why he took a timeout that he didn't think he needed to take. Nor should he have had to take that. That should have been, because of how big the moment is and because of how close that play is, you have to take a proper look. It's ridiculous that it wasn't looked 100%. At properly.
Yeah, I think it's a disservice to the NFL. I think it's a disservice to the Bills too. because it doesn't look good. Like it
No.
just doesn't look good on the brand as a whole. I mean, if we want to get into it, the next day there's 3 other plays that are the exact same situation, and they were properly reviewed and they were called the opposite way. So it's one of those. It's like you want to have transparency. Be like, hey, this is why we called it this way. This is the rule. This is the letter of the law. If you explain that and you still go through the review process, that's fine. Be like, hey, this is why we called it this way. This is the rule. This is this. And I mean, Buffalo fans still would have been upset. Obviously.
Absolutely. And I have no problem with the fans being upset about it, but at least from the outside, it did not look like it was handled properly.
No. And it's just, again, Buffalo fans are going to be upset. If it went the opposite way, Broncos fans would have been upset.
Exactly.
But, like, the fact that they didn't fully explain it or didn't explain why they called it or didn't even review it, like, just throws question marks. Why do you have half the reviews you do? Right?
Like, we're talking, the expedited review was supposed to help with this. Not these specific plays, but was supposed to help with transparency across the league. And I actually want to give them credit. I think the expedited reviews has helped, at least throughout the regular season. I thought they did a good job with it. It took 20 seconds, and we had a verbal announcement from the head official explaining what just went on. There was an expedited review. It confirmed the call on the field, or it overturned the call on the field. It was simple. We didn't need any more information. There was no announcement on this. Nothing.
No.
They didn't even say it went to expedited.
Unless they said something off TV or off camera that we didn't know.
But the broadcaster said that there was nothing said. I heard the radio call, and I heard I was obviously watching the game. Both of them in there said, we didn't hear anything during the break. We're waiting for them to say something. Oh, well, actually, we're playing. It's like, you got to say something. Hey, it went to an expedited review. Call was confirmed. All right, fine. At least people would understand that you did the right process. 100%. What are we doing, though?
Just got to come out and say that. That's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Come out and say, be honest.
Again, I go back to the next day situation, right? You have Hutchison from Houston who has the ball. The ball is slightly moving, being torn out of his hands as he's going down. Looks like his knee is down. They call it down by contact. The ball was still in control, right?
Yep.
That's one thing. They came out. They said, yes, his knee was down. The ball was still in control at the time. Down by contact, play stands as called.
Yep.
That's perfect explanation. Right?
That's all you need.
The next game, you go to the Bears-Rams game. Devontae Adams, the exact same situation. Across the middle, the ball's being torn out. His knee looks like it goes down. They rule him down by contact. The ball was not moving. Exact same situation. And they ruled it as that. And then obviously you look at the Bills fans and they're like, well, why wasn't Cooks ruled down by contact? Right? It's if they just announced that Cooks did not have control of the ball,
or the ball was moving as he went down,
or correct, right? If it wasn't complete control, the wide receiver did not have complete control. The ball was then caught by dislodged, or ripped out, or whatever you want to call it.
Dislodged. Let's go with dislodged
by the Broncos and recovered by the Denver Broncos. That's what the call is. Would have been perfect, and then the rest of the weekend wouldn't have mattered because you wouldn't have had controversy on, well, why are these called this way and this one's called the other way?
Yep. And it's tough. It is tough. I understand Bills fans feel jilted.
Yep.
Upset. Another person who was very much upset at the end of that game was Josh Allen. We do have his post game as well, so we'll play that now.
It's extremely difficult. I feel like I let my teammates down tonight.
Your emotions normally aren't this emotional for us. Is what has brought this on? It's
just missed opportunities throughout the game. It's been a long season. I hate how it ended, and it's going to stick with me for a long time. It's extremely difficult.
We don't want to play that again.
I mean, you can play it again. It's a very emotional scene.
It was tough. And Sean McDermott also spoke about the season and the game as well, so we'll play that, and then we'll get into the comments, and then we'll get into the fun that happened today.
I thought the guys played hard, and we had some chances at the end of the game to win it. Didn't fall our way, but I'm extremely proud of how hard the guys played. We had some guys go down again, and some other guys stepped in and gave it all they had. So tough way to end the season. But I'm proud of the guys. I really am proud of them. Time's yours.
Sean, Josh came in and he was visibly in tears. We've never seen him like that, at least out here. Just how distraught was this loss for everybody in there?
Yeah, well, you get a chance. You're coming on the road 2 weeks in a row, and the guys fought their butts off, man. And they know what they put out there in terms of the commitment, the effort, the toughness, the grit. What more could you ask for? Opportunities to win the game. We had a few of them, and at the end of the day, they didn't work out, and that's hard. You know, you go into this, and you put a lot into it all season long, including this week, and that's why you play the game, though, at the same time, and these guys will learn. You learn some lessons from this game, and sometimes hard lessons.
Man, he is one of the most well-spoken coaches in the NFL. Every time he talks, it is very methodical, thought out, well-spoken. What do you think of Allen's comments or McDermott's comments? I'll let you run with this one.
Yeah, I think it just shows how much McDermott cares about this team, the city in general, that kind of stuff, and truly what it means to be a Bills fan. You know, they haven't had the most success in the playoffs, right? I mean, you're looking at that kind of stuff, and I think it hurt because I think they thought that this was their year. The running thing that goes around right now is no Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson, no Burrow, right? The AFC is open for the Bills, and they didn't get it done. It's unfortunate that way because, you know, I think they had a decent team, and when you have an MVP quarterback in Josh Allen, you always have a chance. So I think, and with Josh's comments too, I do kind of blame him for the game, if I'm being honest. Yes, the defense should have made some stops. Yeah, there was a couple of drops by wide receivers and that kind of stuff. But he made a lot of careless errors, and he tried to play Superman. And that was the big issue. He tried to do, you know, old Josh Allen stuff. I would say that the stuff he tried to do was Josh Allen stuff in the first couple of years where he didn't really understand, hey, you don't have to get it all in one play. You don't have to do this. You don't have to, you don't have to run with the ball with 25 seconds left on your own 25-yard line to try and get to the other, try and get in field goal range before half. He tries to do that. He fumbles. All of a sudden, the Broncos get an extra field goal when they should have been in no position to put more points on the board. It's I wouldn't say it's all Josh Allen's fault, but I would say there's a good chunk that is his.
Yep, and I think that's fair.
He's a way better quarterback than the way he played. And
on the weekend, yes.
Correct. And I think it's now going to be, honestly, it's going to be a stain on his legacy that he still couldn't get it done.
Yep.
Right? No top 2-3 quarterbacks in the AFC in the playoffs can't get it done. Right? And I think Lamar and Mahomes were the two that were not in the playoffs. I mean, Lamar can't get it done either, but that's I mean, to be fair, majority of the AFC quarterbacks outside of Mahomes can't get it done.
Exactly. Exactly.
Except for potentially Drake May. But we'll save that for a
Hey, hold on. The Broncos are still there. We'll get to that. Anyways.
Their defense is still there. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Yep. Yeah, they have one side of the ball.
Yep. But yes, I would agree with you that it is on Josh. A portion of it is on Josh for sure. I think a portion of it is on the GM. I think a portion of it is on McDermott a little bit. I think a portion of it is on every single player who played in that game. Everyone takes a portion. Josh might have a bigger portion. The GM might have a big portion. McDermott got blamed for a lot of it, and why don't we get to that? Because that's the big story, is that Sean McDermott was fired the next day, and Terry Pegula also promoted Brandon Beane to president as well as GM. And they had one of the most interesting press conferences I've ever seen. And
yeah. It's.
Do we want to get some of the sound?
Yeah, I mean, Sean McDermott was a scapegoat, but yeah, like
100% he was.
We can just watch this interview, and it's painful.
Yeah,
like if you're a Bills fan, it is painful.
It's hard. We'll start with owner Terry Pegula talking about what led to his decision. So yeah, let's play that.
My decision to bring in a new coach was based on the results of our game in Denver. I want to take you in the locker room after that game. I looked around. First thing I noticed was our quarterback with his head down, crying. I looked at all the other players. I looked at their faces and our coaches. I walked over to Josh. He didn't even acknowledge I was there. First thing I said to him, I said, "That was a catch." We all know what I'm talking about. He didn't acknowledge me. He just sat there sobbing. He was listless. He had given everything he had to try to win that game. And looking around, so did all the other players on the team. I saw the pain in Josh's face at his presser, and I felt his pain. I know we can do better, and I know we will get better.
Nope.
My decision to bring in a new...
You just like playing this video again, like multiple times.
I'm trying to keep track of the time, and it automatically cuts back. It's a whole thing. That's something.
Well, it's one of those, like, if you're gonna go and have the audacity to say that the players gave it their all, but the coach is the reason why.
Well, the other thing was is that like he's like, oh yeah, I walked in and nobody acknowledged me.
Nobody wants you there.
No. I have no problem with the owner going down there. But understand the situation, my friend. 100%. These guys just played a playoff game. They were out there 60 minutes. Well, whatever. They played their butts off. They are exhausted. It went into overtime. They played so hard. Mentally and physically, they are done. And they lost on heartbreak. And you expect them to acknowledge you? I wouldn't have even acknowledged my coach if that was me.
But it's one of those, the last thing as a player you want is to have your owner, who sat in a warm press box the entire game, come down and tell you everything that you already know.
Yeah.
You don't need to hear that again. You're already in a mood. If you want to do that, if you want to have that conversation, wait 2 hours.
Yeah.
Do not go into the locker room right after.
If you want to go down, give guys pats on the back, fine. Right?
Sure.
If you want to be a people person, fine. Do not talk about the game. It's not the right time. And do not make decisions based off emotion. That is one of the biggest business things ever. We've all heard it. Why are we making decisions based off emotion? He did then go on to blame other games and other results after, but he said it was based off of this result.
But the other thing, too, is everything he said was based around, we have the quarterback and this kind of stuff. He didn't consult the quarterback.
I know that's another thing.
Like, if you're going to fire the coach who the quarterback loves, and you're all
and
about the quarterback
loves,
why are we not having that conversation? Hey, Josh, we have a real shot here. We believe in this team. We're not sure about McDermott leading the way.
Yeah.
Right?
It's as simple as that.
If Josh goes, hey, I think we've gone as far as we possibly can with this team. You might not say that, but I'm just
probably wouldn't. But I get what you're saying.
But like that type of thing, right? If that's the case, no problem. You consulted your franchise quarterback without Josh Allen. You guys are probably in line with the Miami Dolphins. You are not anywhere close to the division. I mean, yeah, they're not the Jets though, so it's like more along the lines of the
I know, but they're probably between the two. I think Miami's better.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those
saying a lot.
that says a lot. But like, without Josh Allen, the Bills are nothing.
Yeah,
straight up.
Agreed.
And obviously, you say that with a grain of salt. Yeah, the Chiefs aren't anything without Mahomes. Sure, but you would think.
Hold on, they've won games without Mahomes.
Yeah, it's a different story. They're not winning the championship.
They're not winning the championship, but they win games without Mahomes.
Sure.
I don't think the Bills win many games without Allen right now.
Yeah, Trubisky's a decent backup, but that's beside the point. Like to
not
me,
the argument
to me, it's one of those.
Making. You're right.
No, but it's one of those like. To me, it's one of those. If Josh Allen is the franchise guy and he's the go-to guy, you should not be making any decisions without input from him.
Mm-hmm.
Because this new head coach who's going to take over, Josh has to like him and Josh has to agree with him. If Josh were to leave, they'd be done. So it's like to me, you can't make a decision a day after.
No.
And I can guarantee you, he had thoughts that was like, well, yeah, we just got to blow it up. We just got to blow it up, get a new coach, bring everything in, start fresh. Bean's doing a really great job as a GM, which is a whole different conversation.
That's a statement.
And then, I mean, you then look at we'll get into it eventually, but the press conference today, it's one of those, it's like, holy, this franchise is in shambles right now.
Yeah. Ready for it? Let's get right 100%. Into it. Terry Pegula, well, actually, let me correct that. Brandon Beane was being asked a question about his roster construction and lack of ability to get a wide receiver and the whole Keon Coleman incident or situation.
Healthy
Let's say
situation.
He was healthy scratches. Right? He didn't even get a chance to answer. So I'm gonna play the clip. Let's just go through it.
A new coach was based on the results of our game in Denver.
That's not the right clip, does it?
I want to take you in the locker room.
Interesting. Let's see what's going on there, because I did have the right clip. Here we go. Let's try this one, Kyle.
Okay.
Good enough wide receiver room, doesn't it?
Yeah, can I interrupt? I'll address the Keon situation. The coaching staff pushed to draft Keon. I'm not saying Brandon wouldn't have drafted him, but he wasn't his next choice. That was Brandon being a team player and taking advice of his coaching staff, who felt strongly about the player. And, he's taken, for some reason, heat over it and not saying a word about it, but I'm here to tell you the true story.
I am here.
I am here to throw
my dirty laundry.
I am here to throw McDermott so far under the bus.
There's a tractor trailer that just went over Sean McDermott's head.
God. How do you? What? In what world is that the right way to go about this? McDermott gave 9 years to the Bills, was a fan and player favorite, lived and breathed. You heard his comments post-game. This was before he lost his job. And maybe, you know what? Maybe he knew he was on the way out. Maybe he knew that it was win or you're literally going home.
Yeah.
Right? And he was saying that because he was trying to prove that he's a good guy, which I don't think is true because I think he actually is a good guy. But, man, why are you doing this? Looks so Bush League from Terry Pegula.
It's the same. I mean, not the same, but it's a similar situation as like the Ravens when they fired Harbaugh and the owner came out and said, "Oh yeah, even if he won, he only had one more week left on his job." It's like, okay, you're an owner. Shut up.
Maybe not the right
Stop.
thing to say.
Like just stop talking. If you want your GM, let him speak.
Yeah.
Right? If he wants to run over McDermott, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
As the owner, you should not be speaking about this. Like it's crazy. And the fact, like, I can guarantee you Sean McDermott will go to a Bills rival and spend all of his effort trying to absolutely beat down the Bills now.
Yep. 100%.
And it's nothing to do with Josh, has nothing to do with the team, has everything to do with Pegula.
Yep.
100%.
And maybe a little Bean.
Maybe Bean too. But like also the fact that Bean like literally couldn't get a word in, like what is his traction in the actual organization?
Yeah.
That's the real question.
Yeah.
Because like if Pegula's just gonna talk over him every time, and this guy is like talking a trade and Pegula's in the background, is no, I'm making that trade. No,
Well,
I don't want to give up a second.
It gets even better, right? Because later in the whole conversation about the power play that Bean made, and that's why McDermott's out, that came up. Just have a listen.
I'm the kind of guy, if I sense you're on a power play, you're out. I don't like power play people. We have an organization we work together, but any sense at all that he was on a power play, he would have been gone.
And
Because that's not my kind of person.
And Joe, like, that's hurtful to even hear that or say that. Like, I worked 19 seasons starting as an intern in Carolina and worked my way up. I came here and I've never tried to do that. I would love for anyone who's making that accusation to walk in these doors and ask any person, player, coach, trainer, anyone. Like, people can disagree with draft picks that I make or people I sign or I screwed up the wide receivers, whatever it is. Like, those are harmful things that, you know, I walk in the door and my wife's got tears coming down her face for stuff like that. And I'm going to damn try hard to win a Super Bowl here. I am. But for somebody to question my character like that, it is BS. And I've never done that. If you'll remember, in 2023, there was an article written on Sean accusing things. Who stood up in front of every one of you guys and defended him and his family and everything he's done here? And then we went to Kansas City and we won that game. And I went down to Jeff Missouri and said, give me a game ball. I'm going to show everyone that this team has his back. I've done nothing but have everyone's back. And so for someone to question my character, my integrity, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, that's fair. But again, the Pegula comments at the beginning, it's like... Also, I laugh because he's like, I don't like power play people.
Yeah.
He's also the owner of the Sabres.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they haven't had a good power play for a while.
I mean, I think you should just go back to just focusing on the Sabres. That's probably the best option for the Bills, if we're being quite honest. Yeah. I mean, being his integrity and all that kind of stuff has never been the question. His competency to actually do the job is the question.
Yep.
Like, it's one of those, like, the fact that in all these years you've had Josh Allen, you have yet to give him a true number one. You know, Stephon Diggs was there, but then you let Diggs go.
Yep.
Right? You never truly gave him like the stud wide receiver that he needs to go and do that. And maybe if you don't want to give him a stud, give him depth and quality options. They don't have that.
No, they do not.
They were picking Gabe Davis off the practice squad from Jacksonville because nobody wanted it. Right? He works in the Buffalo system, sure, but he should not be your number two.
That is true.
Like, he should be your fourth option, right? I mean, you look at it, like, obviously I'm going to bring up the Pats here, but like, you look at Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins was a great like third option in Buffalo. You let him go to a division rival, and all of a sudden the Patriots are using him really well too. Like, those are the type of guys you don't let go. And sure, if you think you missed on Kean Coleman, trust me, as a Pats fan, we've missed on plenty of wide receivers. Don't get me wrong on that.
Yeah.
Right?
You just had Brady to make it not look as bad.
Well, 100%. And I think it's a similar situation in that, not comparing Brady to Allen. That's a very different one.
But elite quarterbacks.
Correct.
Elite specifically one-to-one.
With a lack of true weapons. I mean, you look at Brady, he had Gronk, right? That was his true weapon.
Yeah.
Where's Josh Allen? Was he using Dawson Knox, right?
Kincaid?
Shakir is a good slot guy, but he is not a number one wide receiver.
No.
Right?
He more plays that Amendola and who's the other guy that they had forever in the Patriots in the slot?
Welker.
Welker. Thank you. I just couldn't remember Welker, right? Like, he plays that role. Not the legitimate number one, but a very, very important piece and a good one at that.
100%.
But you don't have a true outside receiver. They haven't had one. The closest was Diggs.
Yep. And the problem is, I don't think Bean, and the fact that Bean got promoted is one thing. That's a whole different thing. Right? Not even just kept his job. He got promoted.
Yep. And I have no problem. I want to make it clear. I have no problems with Bean. That's not the issue with what happened over the last few days.
But the fact that you can't coincide those two moves.
No, you can't.
If you want to promote Bean, fine.
Yep.
Do it a month from now.
Yeah.
It literally makes no difference to the team right now that he got promoted.
Exactly.
Right?
100%.
Nothing, no difference. And the fact that McDermott got fired and he got promoted in the same time when he hasn't done enough to make this Bills team a true Super Bowl contender is a tragedy, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. Let's switch gears because we've been talking about this for a while. Let's go to one of the other games, and let's go to the Bears-Rams, which I actually thought that was a very entertaining game. Bears come out on the wrong side of it, and that's the side that I kind of want to lean on to talk through right now, Varty, if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams looked pretty good throughout the playoffs. I'm not going to say he was fantastic, but he looked pretty good. And I think there's a lot of positives, and I hate saying it as a Packer fan, but there's a lot of positives for this Bears team. And I want to get to some of their post-game press conference as well. I know I'm using a lot of we're using a lot of sound today, which we don't normally do. But there was just
action.
Huh?
A little clip action.
Honestly, there was just so many good clips, so might as well capitalize on it while we can. Let's start with the coach, Ben Johnson. This was him talking about Caleb Williams. So here's Ben Johnson on Caleb Williams.
Ben, what did you think of the throw Caleb made at the end, backpedaling at the 40-yard line?
The fourth down to tie it up, ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, you talked about that 4th and 8 from last week and how outstanding that was, and I think this one was probably even another level ahead of that. So there's some things that you just can't coach. He's got that about him. He's got a knack. He's clutch. He does so many good things. He's an eraser. I have plenty of bad calls each and every week, and he helps make it right for me. And I know he's feeling it because we didn't win and have some turnovers mixed in there, and he's feeling it. But he's one of those guys I'm talking about. We'll remember this feeling, and he's going to be stronger for it.
Did you give?
Yep, absolutely. And then Caleb Williams followed that up with his comments, which I thought were very poignant as well.
Awesome. Let's get it going.
On that final throw, session, what did you see? What did you expect to happen?
I gotta go back and watch it. Obviously, haven't seen it and don't really know. But from in the moment, saw the front side safety down, the front side of the concept. Ended up getting hemmed up a little bit, and so moved on and had DJ going over top over all of it. Just a miscommunication between him and I. Tried to flatten him off under the safety, and he kept it vertical from what I saw on obviously in the moment.
How do you describe the suddenness of this this joyride when it's over?
Yeah, it's tough. being in that locker room, the best moments is being in that locker room after games and after wins, and being with the guys that you all have a common goal. You all sacrifice family time, and things like that, and all that you sacrifice to be in this position, to be in those moments. And so it's tough. And so, in these moments, you feel that you let your team down, or you feel that you this or that, and it's a good lesson learned for us. First time being in a situation for me and for us as a team, and I'm excited for what's to come. But obviously, going to go back and watch this and figure out how I can be better, and that's the exciting part.
That's a quarterback I'm scared of if I'm the Packers moving forward. That guy, he sounds like a leader.
It's crazy. Every time I think of Caleb Williams, I keep referring back to the clip of when he lost at USC and he was crying.
Yeah.
Right? He took it terribly. It was not just basically was a really poor loser. It is what it seemed like. And now over this last couple of years, he's developed into this guy who, he's now takes it in stride. He understands that you can't win every game.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, there was mistakes made. We'll learn from those. We'll move on. I see these Bears running this division for years to come.
I know.
It's crazy because they can only get better. That's the crazy thing.
It's true. It is true.
Two of their major weapons, three of their major weapons, are either in their second year or rookies. They're only going to get better in them.
Yep.
Right? Burden looks unreal.
Yep.
Loveland took steps forward where I did not think he was deserving of being taken over Tyler Warren, but he looks like he's a stud.
Yep.
Right? Probably hurts even more. He's a Michigan guy. That's a different story.
For me specifically, I don't think that really matters to the rest of Packer Nation.
As a Packers fan and a Michigan fan.
Yeah, me specifically, it hurts a lot.
Yeah. All right, and then you go Luther Burden, who as a Patriots fan, I wanted Luther Burden myself, because I thought he was a stud coming out of Mizzou.
Yeah,
and it's one of those. This Bears team is not going anywhere, and honestly, the best part of the team is their defense, and that's not even what we were talking
right now. The best part of their team is their defense.
Right? 100%, and that's scary because this offense is only going to grow.
They're all young.
So it's I think this game for the Bears and the Caleb Williams in general shows how much he has matured because this was the best 3 turnover game I've seen from a quarterback.
100%. He looked awesome.
He willed them. He carried them as far as he could. He did as much as he possibly could. He probably potentially tried to do too much. The miscommunication with DJ Moore, probably didn't need to throw that ball.
But I also love how he broke that down.
100%.
He didn't. He said, "Hey, this is what I saw. I need to go back and watch it, but this is what I saw in the moment." And yeah, there's 100% of miscommunication, and I'll take the blame on that as a little bit, right? Yeah. Because I saw this, I thought he was going to cut back. He kept going. I threw it short. I should have waited a half second and see. He took that and broke it down beautifully for people who have no idea what they're talking about. And man, it's scary to think that this is year 2 of Caleb Williams in Chicago. And there is a very good chance that he's going to be there for a very long time. Ben Johnson will be there for what looks like a long time because of what he did in year 1.
Yep. It's crazy that, I'm going to bring my team back up again.
That's fine.
Crazy
we'll get to them next.
When you get a quarterback in the right position and the right head coach who complements you perfectly, how much better that team can be. You look at Vrabel with May. May has taken steps forward because Vrabel has challenged him. He's done everything he possibly could to make Drake May a better quarterback. Ben Johnson has been that offensive mind that has opened up Caleb Williams. He's matured as a quarterback. He's made those strides of being a top quarterback. And I honestly, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, I would not be surprised if we're talking about Caleb Williams as a top 5 guy in the NFL.
Yep.
Right? I think he's on that probably 10, 7.
Yeah, and that
12,
range from 7 to 12, which there's correct 5 to 12 quarterbacks that feel like they're always in that conversation.
You could give me 10 options, and I could agree with every single one of them.
Yeah, you could make a case for everyone.
But I think he's going to take that next step.
Yep.
Right? We're talking about a guy who's probably going to be in the MVP consideration going forward. Right? He's going to be the first 4,000-yard passer for the Chicago Bears in their history.
Yeah.
He's going to be the first
one. It's not
one.
even a question.
He finished 100, or not even 100, like 75 yards off of 4,000.
And the first 3 or 4 weeks, they were learning. They were figuring
Correct.
out Ben Johnson's system. Like, full year now in the books. You come out next year, no problem. No problem.
Yep.
Ah, it's scary. Scary. I don't like it. But credit to them. Caleb Williams was, I don't want to say beaten down, but he's been ripped on since he got into the league. Everyone made fun of the fingernails. Everyone thought he was a bust in year 1. I always said give him time because you saw something in college. This kid had something in college. I'm not saying he did a lot of winning, but there was moments of just composure, ability to read a play, everything that you need from a legitimate quarterback. He has it. And with the right coach, you can unlock something. And I think they found that in Ben Johnson. And as a Packer fan, I'm scared. As a fan of the NFL, this could be really, really fun to watch this team moving forward.
I think you said it right there. He has it.
Yeah.
He has it, and it was just a matter of unlocking it.
Yep. And I mean, he lost to Matt Stafford, who is going to go down.
Should win the MVP.
He should be the MVP this year. He's going to go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation. If that's who you lose your first playoff team to, huh?
He's going to arguably go down as one of the greatest of all time as well.
Yep.
Especially
but this generation has a lot of those.
If he makes it to another Super Bowl and wins another Super Bowl, he's got 2 on his list. He immediately skyrockets into
after
that top
playing
5
in Detroit for how long?
It's crazy. Imagine what Megatron could have done if he got out of Detroit. It's insane.
Oh, it's crazy. Anyways, let's keep moving. We got 2 more games to quickly run through. These ones, I don't think there's as much on the bone on these ones. We'll talk. We're going to talk. Let's talk Houston. Patriots eliminate the Texans. Is C.J. Stroud the problem in Houston now? Like, we talked about Love last week. We talked about Herbert having problems in L.A. Is C.J. Stroud, or has he become the problem? Or is this just a blip, a 2-year blip? Because he didn't look great last year either.
Honestly, I think he peaked. I think he peaked in his rookie season. And I think that was the greatest you'll see him ever be as a quarterback.
Yep.
And I think it's, partly you look at the offensive line, they weren't great, right? They didn't have help there. But with this defense, kind of as like Dan Orlovsky said, I don't really agree with it 100%, but like the Houston Texans would have had a shot to win this game with like 25 other quarterbacks, right? If CJ Stroud
I'll give you
does
20.
not,
I don't know, 25. That's a lot.
He said 31, so that was an insult.
Okay, that's a little bit ridiculous.
Like if Stroud doesn't throw 4 picks in the first half, right? If Davis Mills goes in there to start the game,
or the second half, even maybe gave up 3 more.
Well, he didn't throw any more picks in the second half.
But he had 7 turnovers, or the team had 7 turnovers.
Yeah. So it's one of those, like, I think if Houston, I still don't think they win the game in general, but if they have Davis Mills or Stroud, I don't think they win the game either way. But in saying that, would they have been a 3-point game? Yeah, I think there's a very real chance of that. You also have to give credit to, at the same point, like 2 of those interceptions by Davis were unreal catches that probably shouldn't have been interceptions in general. Probably should have been incomplete.
Absolutely.
Right?
But the throws weren't great anyway.
No, like the Marcus Jones return for a touchdown, no need to throw that ball, take a sack, right? You give up 7 points there. The Hutchinson tip ball off the hands, not Stroud's fault.
Tip balls don't bother me. It's the other throws.
Yeah, but he just didn't look comfortable. He threw those first couple picks, and he just shut down.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, was it Sam Darnold seeing ghosts?
Yep.
That's what it reminded. He looked so uncomfortable in the pocket. He couldn't get his feet set. He couldn't find what he was trying to do. And it cost him. Like, he looked lost.
100%.
And you can't have a quarterback who is lost.
No, and it's one of those. I think they have a real decision to make upcoming because they have to pick up his 5th-year option if that's the case.
Yep.
I don't see that happening if I'm being quite honest.
That's after next year, correct? He's got his 4th year now coming up.
They have to do it this year, I think, or there's a
Is this his
date
4th? No, this is only his 3rd.
It's his 4th, I think.
No, because it was his rookie and then back-to-back poor seasons.
Yeah, so this would be his 4th year coming up. So they have to pick up his option.
So after.
No, they have to pick up the option in the 4th year for his 5th year.
Right.
So this is the year they have to decide, are they going to pick up that 5th year option?
Yes.
Because that option is going to be $28
something like
million,
that. Yeah. Whatever.
Something like that. 25, 28. Right. So it's one of those, they have a real decision to make. Are you willing to pay him for another 2 years to be your guy and then maybe take a decision at that point? Or do you decline that option and reevaluate yourself at the end of the year and say, hey, if he has a really good year, we're now paying him $35 to $40 million.
Yep.
Right. If he has a really bad year, we're cutting bait. We're taking a new guy. So I don't know. It's a real decision to make. But that defense is
good,
unreal.
Good.
You put that defense on any other playoff team, and they're probably in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would say that.
Maybe not Carolina. Maybe we'll see. Actually, to be honest, with that defense, Carolina beats the Rams.
Yeah, with that defense, Carolina probably beats Chicago too.
It would have been a hell of a back and forth game.
Yeah,
and that would have been a true, like, if Bryce Young comes out of that, we're talking about Bryce Young being back. That'd be a whole different conversation.
Exactly, but that's the thing that changes the conversation immediately.
Yep.
Flipping that defense, all of a sudden Carolina might be in the conference final.
Carolina, 100%. Like the fact that the Rams were that close. Rams went down with a minute left and scored the game-winning score.
Yeah.
Right? But with this Houston defense, they ain't scoring that play.
Not a chance.
Like Stafford is seeing ghosts as himself. Like he struggled enough with that defense as is.
Yep.
Let alone you add Anderson and Hunter.
Yep. Yeah. So it's a serious question though. Houston's going to have a lot of questions to talk about over the next 11 months. Last game, and we'll get to it quickly because there wasn't a whole lot to talk about it other than the fact that Seattle absolutely dismantled the 49ers. They're the overwhelming favorites, right? Like, they just look so good right now.
I mean, the biggest thing, like, they look great. But
can you trust Darnold?
That's the question.
Absolutely.
Can they get enough out of the offense? The offense looks great. I mean, they took a big hit by losing Charbonnet.
Yeah,
I'll say
that
because now Kenneth Walker has to do it himself, and he hasn't done that all year. So, can they get that done? Yep. But that defense is unreal.
Yep.
And if the defense and special teams with Shaheed, if they can put up points, the offense doesn't have to do much. If Shaheed's going to run back a kick and the offense and defense holds him to nothing, right? Mm-hmm. It's it's very easy to win the game that way. I'll say that.
Yep.
But yeah, I think they have to be the favorites right now, but as long as they don't implode against the Rams, because it's another divisional matchup, which is kind of crazy. The fact that it's literally 3 back-to-back divisional matchups for the Rams, Seahawks. I think they got to be the favorites, and I'm very curious to see that game. I could see it being a blowout game because the Rams put up points. I could also see it being like a 14-10 game. So
yep, it's true. It's weird, but it's true.
I think the Seahawks have the best defense left in the NFL or in the playoffs. So
yeah, well, with Houston going out, and I think you have to agree with that. And they looked very good offensively against the 49ers. That's a beat-up 49ers team, though.
Yep.
Right? They also made a couple mistakes, and Seattle absolutely capitalized. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about playing against the Rams, because the Rams are a stingy team. They don't give you a lot. They don't make many offensive mistakes that result in big plays. They don't give a ton of big plays up defensively. I'm not saying they're the stout defense or anything. You can beat them down slowly, but they don't give up a ton of big plays. So it'll be interesting to see how Seattle kind of manages that. Kyle, anything else you want to talk about? We've been on here for a while.
Yeah, I was going
hour
to say,
15, so.
at a certain point, I might wrap it up. But I will say this. If the Patriots were to win the Super Bowl,
okay,
just bring it out there, they will have faced 4 of the top 5 overall defenses.
Assuming Seattle gets through.
Assuming Seattle gets there. They would have played 4 of the top 5 total defenses to win that Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Which they may call it Mickey Mouse, but beating 4 of the top 5 defenses says something. I'll say that.
I understand the Chiefs and the Ravens aren't there, but how can you call this Mickey Mouse? Like, there are some good teams.
They're talking the schedule throughout the regular season.
Oh, Mickey Mouse schedule, fine, but they got in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but then they're saying, well, Herbert didn't have an offensive line. Well,
Herbert never has an offensive line.
C.J. Stroud blew up on himself. The Broncos are going to have a backup quarterback. It's like, well, it's the playoffs. You just got to win the game. It doesn't matter how you do it.
How that happens. Like,
they don't care about the final score. If you win the game in the Super Bowl, they count your championship trophy. They don't ask you what the score was.
No. And by the way, we didn't even talk about that. You brought that up quickly. Bo Nix, so unfortunate.
Oh, totally.
Breaks his ankle on like a weird play in the overtime.
Well, and the fact that he was the best quarterback in the divisional round.
Yeah, he was. He played fantastic.
It's a shame to Broncos fans because if they do end up going to lose, like there was a chance that I think the Broncos would have made the Super Bowl, if I'm being honest.
100%.
Combo that defense and that offense. But if this is their, hey, we didn't make it, I don't think it's any shame. I don't think it's any shame on the Broncos. I think it just shows where they're going to be in the future.
I think it also shows how important a legitimate number 1 quarterback is.
Well, and depending on how they do this weekend, it could show how much a dependable number 2 is too, right? If they go out and win, right? You look at Stidham. Apparently, Peyton loved him. That's the reason why he signed there.
Yep.
He's been learning the playbook for 3 years now. Like his last pass was in 2023, which is terrifying. But
yeah, they're punter, wide receiver, and running back have thrown more passes in an NFL game than him this season.
Well, as long as we don't have the Broncos rolling out that 4th string wide receiver as their quarterback, they played for like 2 games. I can't remember what school he was from, but it was like, I think it was like, not West Virginia or something like that. But
it doesn't really matter.
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
Anyways, yes, you're right. It will make a huge difference on his career and how important a number 2 is when it comes to these things. So, all right. Well, that'll do it, folks. Episode 119 in the books. Kyle, always appreciate you jumping on, man. I've had a really rough week, but I love talking with you. Love talking sports. Let's keep it going. If you want to follow us, it's at Garage Door Sports on all the socials. We're putting out content constantly, so please give us a follow. If you want to follow Kyle, it's at Kyle Varty. I'm at Nick McVicar. We appreciate you listening. We'll see you next time.